If your insurance premiums are going up next year, you're in good company. But many Kentucky families are learning it's not just higher costs they'll face in January. Their regular doctors, even Cincinnati Children's Hospital, may no longer be covered. Simply Money's Amy Wagner has the details in this consumer alert.
Well, nothing about healthcare is easy or inexpensive, but imagine finding out your policy will no longer cover your kid's pediatrician or an emergency trip to Children's. Tonight, Simply Money investigates the mess some Northern Kentucky families are now finding themselves in.
10-minute drive to Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Top care provided, but it's not offered to us. It's ridiculous.
Stephanie Layton and her family live in Fort Mitchell. Her husband's a private contractor and she works for a startup, which means they've shopped for their insurance from the Kentucky Healthcare Exchange for years. But this year, Kentucky's transitioning all of its residents on the exchange to healthcare.gov. And Layton soon learned her family would have just 2 options for their health care, and neither covered Cincinnati Children's or her kid's long-standing pediatrician.
I was on the phone with our pediatrician, and I was really practically in tears. I thought they held my baby almost as quickly as I did, you know, both of them.
The changes come as Kentucky dismantles its Connect exchange, leaving families scrambling to figure out their best option before the deadline this week.
We still get a couple of calls a month asking if we accept the exchange, and we just don't.
Northern Kentucky pediatrician Dr. Chuck Kelly says the reason his practice won't take the exchange plans is that they won't cover emergency care at any Northern Kentucky or Cincinnati hospitals.
You have to drive to Louisville or Lexington to be admitted. So it's really dangerous.
Insurance issues are complex, especially when you're talking about coverage through the Affordable Care Act. But for Northern Kentuckians like Stephanie Layton, politics shouldn't come into play when it comes to something like this.
In the middle are our children and their health care. And it should not matter who you vote for or who you support. This seems black and white. You have access to the best health care for your children, plain and simple.
The deadline for Kentuckians to sign up for health care coverage on the exchange is this week if you want that coverage to start on January 1st. Now keep in mind, if you don't have insurance coverage, you open yourself up to some stiff penalties, though President-elect Trump promises some major reforms to the Affordable Care Act. For Fox 19 Now and Simply Money, I'm Amy Wagner.